The European Union has pledged an extra $500 million worth of military aid for Ukraine as G7 leaders gathered for talks in Germany. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell says the funds will be used to buy heavy weapons. He's also expressed hopes there would be an agreement on an embargo on Russian oil soon.
I'm sure we will have an agreement. We need this agreement, and we will have it, because we have to get rid of the oil dependency from Russia.
G7 leaders have been seeking more ways to step up pressure on Moscow. Britain is calling on its allies to supply more weapons to Ukraine and ramp up sanctions on Russia, while France has urged international leaders to prepare for the war to last. Russia is suffering setback after setback in its advances towards Ukraine's east. Kyiv says it's prevented enemy troops from crossing a key river in the Donbas region. The Ukrainian military has revealed footage showing what looks like burnt military vehicles and a partially submerged bridge. British intelligence officials say the Russians appear to be investing significant effort into areas around Izium and Severodonetsk. They believe Moscow is aiming to envelop Ukrainian troops at the eastern line of contact between Donetsk and Luhansk. Russia, meanwhile, claims it has struck an oil refinery in central Ukraine and destroyed multiple military targets. The battle in the Black Sea also intensifying. Ukraine has vowed to regain control of Snake Island. Satellite pictures had revealed what appears to be a group of sunken Russian vessels off the island. Ukrainian officials say they had destroyed other ships, though there was no confirmation from Moscow.
Російська стратегічна поразка очевидна вже всім у світі і навіть тим, хто ще продовжує з ними спілкуватись. Просто у Росії поки немає сміливості це визнати. Вони боягузи. І намагаються сховати правду за ракетними, авіаційними та артилерійськими ударами. Тому наше завдання боротись, поки ми не досягнемо своїх цілей у цій війні. Звільнити нашу землю, наших людей і надійно гарантувати нашу безпеку.
In the hard-hit port city of Mariupol, a cleanup is underway after heavy fighting destroyed most residential buildings there. Rescuers combing through the debris found a body of what's believed to be a Ukrainian soldier under the rubble.
Сейчас при разборе там нашли тело украинского военного.
Да, они что-то сидели в подвале. Там полностью заваливалось. Это люди жили, и они вместе. Они отстреляются, а потом залазят в подвал и сидят дальше.
Kyiv says it's likely tens of thousands of people have been killed in Mariupol since Russia invaded Ukraine. Ollie Barrett joins us live from Riga, Latvia. The UK, Ollie, has imposed a new round of sanctions targeting President Putin's financial network. What additional pressure might this add on Moscow, if any?
Well, the UK says it's about adding pressure directly on Vladimir Putin himself. It's announced these sanctions on Vladimir Putin's ex-wife, his cousins, some of his very close allies and aides. And the UK says that the reason it's doing that is because it believes that Vladimir Putin, while only declaring very modest assets himself, actually has a vast financial wealth, which is shared around some of those people that are closest to him, so that it doesn't give the appearance that he is as wealthy as the UK insists he actually is. So it says that by targeting some of these people, it's actually directly headed for Vladimir Putin himself. The UK is saying that Putin relies on a network of family, friends and selected elite who benefit from his rule and in turn support his lifestyle. The UK statement saying that today's sanctions will hit this cabal who owe Putin their wealth and power, insisting in turn this will damage the support for Putin and his war machine. So the UK certainly believes that this will have an impact. But as we were hearing, Britain also believes the other side of all of this at the moment is by providing further support for Ukraine's military, and that's what Liz Truss is doing in Germany, is trying to make sure that allies of the UK go further in that direction as well.
Now, President Zelensky wants direct talks with Mr. Putin, but the Russian leader says negotiations are currently being blocked by Kyiv.
Yes, that's right. Volodymyr Zelensky has made it clear that he is open to negotiations, but he says those negotiations have to be direct, man-to-man, between him and Vladimir Putin and no one else. He's given an interview to Italian television. He says, "I'm ready to talk to Putin, but only with him, without his intermediaries of any kind." And he says that if talks do take place, it shouldn't be on the terms of what he calls ultimatums. Now, that has been put to Dmitry Peskov, the spokesman for Vladimir Putin today. And Dmitry Peskov has said there's no movement over a joint document that was due to be drawn up between Russia and Ukraine in negotiations. He says there's been no response from the Ukrainian side on proposals that Moscow has previously put forward. He says that Russia is not refusing a meeting between Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky, but he says it's impossible to hold it without preparation. And what that effectively means is that Russia is saying we do need intermediaries to be involved. Volodymyr Zelensky appears to be saying there shouldn't be any intermediaries involved. And so at this point, the idea of talks and negotiations seems to be remaining at a stalemate.
All right, Ali Barrett reporting live there from Riga.